McCormick Trails is an easy yes on the surface, but there's a few things about living there that people don't realize. And depending on what you're looking for, those things can either make this a super awesome neighborhood for you or make you wish you chose to live somewhere else. By the way, if we haven't met yet, my name's Satya Delgadillo. I am a real estate agent with Real Broker, and I am also a local mom of 2 boys. Huge pro, McCormick Retail Village. This is not just a planned someday thing. They've been talking about this for years, but right now in 2026, they are actually constructing this space. It is a walkable 30,000 square foot retail village that is in the middle of the community. The idea is that you have things right there and you don't need to leave. It's about a 10-minute walk from McCormick Trails or a 2-minute drive. Some businesses have already signed leases, and amongst them are a dental office, veterinary clinic, pharmacy, hair salon, massage and skincare, an amazing local bakery, and a yoga studio. Coffee shops, places to grab food, run errands, meet friends. There's also going to be a community plaza in there. So this is a huge value add for the community. They are scheduled to open later in 2026, so we'll see if that's true. Pro number 2, new construction. That is a huge reason why people move into this neighborhood. It's just how it feels. You pull into the neighborhood, everything feels clean, new, really well thought out. The streets are wide and open. You've got sidewalks, everything is landscaped. Even the parks and playgrounds, they just feel real fresh. There's something really nice about being the first person to live in your house. You're not inheriting someone else's wear and tear or their weird design choices. It's all just yours. And on the practical side, you're not walking into a house wondering how old the roof is, when the furnace will go out, if something big is going to break in the first year. And then you've got new construction warranties. You'll usually hear people in the industry call it a 1-to-10 warranty, and that's kind of the standard for new construction. The first year is workmanship. So this is things related to how the home was built and finished. For example, like drywall cracks, paint issues, trim or finish work, doors not closing right, little things that come up once you start living in the home. I always recommend that within this 1-year time period, towards the end, you get a home inspector into the home just to make sure that everything is good, because if something does come up, this is the time that you can have the builder fix it. Then you've got your systems warranty, which is for the first 2 years. And this is major systems like plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, the heating and cooling. So if something isn't working the way it should, then typically it is still covered during that time frame. And then you've got the 10-year structural warranty. This basically covers most of the major structural components in the house, like foundation, framing, load-bearing elements. These are big, major things that hopefully you never have to worry about, but it just gives you long-term peace of mind that it's covered in case anything comes up. Kind of like a built-in safety net when you buy new construction. You have someone to call if something isn't right, which you do not get the same way when you buy a resale home. That doesn't mean that nothing will ever come up with any new home. There are always little things after the home sits for a while that need to get adjusted when you move in. But the difference is you're not alone to figure it all out. You can call the builder. If you are thinking about buying new construction, once you go into that model home or make contact with the builder for the first time, you want to tell them if you are working with an agent. The agents at the model home ultimately represent the interests of the builder. So I always recommend having your own agent work for you and make sure you are taken care of in the purchase of your new home. If you look at price per square foot, Gig Harbor is typically around $350 to $450 a square foot. Port Orchard, especially areas like McCormick, is often closer to $250 to $300 per square foot. Instead of stretching your budget to get into Gig Harbor, a lot of people I work with come out to McCormick and get something newer, bigger, and often with more features for the same price. They see what their money gets them in both places, and it's hard to ignore the difference. You're just getting more for your money, period. All right, let's get to the cons because there are a few. It's not all sunshine and rainbows over here in McCormick Trails. The biggest con, I would say, is the size of the lots. They're really small. So if you're coming from a larger lot situation, if you want privacy, if you want a big backyard, you're not gonna find it here. Let's talk about the HOA because this can be a big con for some people. So obviously there are dues for the HOA. In my opinion, they aren't very expensive and they are billed monthly, but it is something to consider, an added price on top of your mortgage. Now, the HOA in McCormick Trails is alive and thriving. It is very active. And what that means is that you can't just go willy-nilly on what you're doing to your home or your yard. There is an architectural review committee, so if you want to put up a fence or change the color of your house, for instance, that needs to be approved first. It doesn't matter much for some buyers, and it does help the value of the neighborhood stay high, but it can be a big turnoff to some. They also are big sticklers for things like having your trash cans out on the street too long. And you also can't park like a boat or an RV in your driveway. So these are major things to consider and a very big deal for some. Another con is driving. So Port Orchard does definitely have your basic amenities covered, but if you are a foodie and you want a variety of restaurants, if Costco and Target are important to you, or you love shopping in cute little boutique stores, you're gonna have to leave Port Orchard and either drive down to Gig Harbor or up to Silverdale. So, little bit of a con if you don't like driving. If you haven't watched my other videos, I have builder-specific videos, and I've also got one that sort of deep dives into the neighborhood amenities, so make sure to check those out. Overall, I am a huge fan of this neighborhood, but nowhere is perfect, so I hope you found this video insightful. If you have more questions, just let me know. I'm happy to chat.